He said, we have quite a few of our clients that are invested with him, and they're all very happy with the investment, and it pays a very good interest rate. And what this thing said was that you are lending me $100,000. I'm going to pay you the interest on that loan every month. And at the end of 3 years, you'll get your $100,000 back.
Okay. So at no time during the first or the second call when they talked to you, did they discuss with you the fact that the 16% return that they were talking about was based on this particular corporate bond, and that bond was rated CCC minus, which is one step above default?
No, the only thing I can remember is they said that I was to get 16 to 18% interest. The lady that does my income tax, I called her up and gave her the information on Global, and she looked it up. Or she told me she looked it up, and it sounded like a honest company to her. So that's why I took and invested $15,000 more. And it's because my income tax lady said that it looked pretty good to her.
Okay.
I think she looked it up on her computer.
Did they ask you where this money had come from that you were investing?
No.
The next question, it's not really a question, it talks about the account source, and this was a cold call. You'd never heard of them before they called you on the telephone.
After all, he had prepared my taxes for 2 or 3 years. He said, if I could give you a real low risk, moderate return investment, would you be interested in it? Well, it sounds good to me. How low is the risk? He says, almost no risk.
I'd seen that not only had both of my brothers were invested, some other family members were investing in it as well.
So I put everything I had in there.
When I actually did retire, then I invested my retirement 401. The point was that if you invested $500,000 or more, you got a better rate of return. So the more you invested, the better your rate was, et cetera, et cetera. And when I invested all of my 401 in, I also took out a loan against my home to get that extra $100,000 I needed to get that percentage rate.
The original investment was $34,000 and change. And at the end of 6 years, I was supposed to have already received back in payments $41,000 and change. That looked real good to me. I mean, this is solid, right? I mean, I can't lose.
I think 50,000 and one for 100,000. They wanted me to invest, and I couldn't afford to anyway. But I mean, I wouldn't do it after I'd seen what was happening to my money. I wouldn't invest it. Like, here's one for 100,000. They wanted me to invest 100,000 there.
I invested over $34,000. I received $1,100 back in change, and the rest was lost. At the time, it was about half of what I had saved, and there's nothing I can do about it. Grin and bear it.
I had worked diligently in my career to save up my retirement amount. You find yourself in an odd position of, well, what do? You start your career over at 60?
It's kind of a sinking feeling when basically everything goes away. It doesn't disappear like the money disappeared, but then all the things that the money supported slowly start melting away.
If something were to happen, I wouldn't have any place to go. You know, it's not there anymore. There was always that cushion there that, you know, the money's there if we need it for some reason. It's not there anymore.
And so those bonds were supposed to mature in 2054? That's what it says on the
Yeah.
paperwork there?
That's all I know.
And what's your current age?
79.
79, okay.